suck.
Then we'll go to street pass on. Did you get me on the street pass? Yeah. Excellent. I was Brock. You were Brock? Yeah. Like literally? Yeah, I was Brock. I want to check this. Because if you weren't Brock, then we're going to have trouble later. I don't know, my 3DS has this issue with street pass, keeps crashing every time I get. Because look, it's. Play 3D Opera at a time on your PS3? I'm sorry? Why would you want 3D? That's a good question actually, because I actually hate 3D in most of its forms, but I saw Captain America recently in 3D and I thought it actually used 3D pretty well. Captain America was a great movie. It was really good. But I'd like to, before we start, I'd like to do some poetry that I came up with on my way here. I'm sorry? Poetry FTW. Brooklyn Rage as a poem. Yeah. I want to duel them, like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Face down, face up, face down, fret cards, spell cards. Then time roulette go. I love it. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. But since we're done by pockets, we must. Wait for it. Make do with that one. Sucks! Oh. It is Shadow. Marek Shadow, that was Joey. But actually those two voices do sound very similar, Marek and Joey. Somebody actually pointed out to me recently that Marek is British. And I didn't know actually until I realized he rolls his R's, which is a very British thing to do. So it's really weird for me to think of Marek as a British guy. Although it just helped with the thief shipping. I probably shouldn't keep doing this because I think they want to do some technical stuff. Do you guys need to? So I don't actually have any videos to show for this panel, but it is possibly my last panel in the British Isles, as I said yesterday. Not by choice, but I'm going to be moving to the United States very soon, with any luck. And I don't know. I'm sorry? Can we kidnap you? Can you kidnap me? Do I look like Mokuba? But I guess we could just turn it into a big sort of Q&A thing about abridging in general, maybe, or me. Somebody's brought an Amazon package in. I'm sorry, sing Trading Ninjas. I don't have the audio, but I can give it a go. David Bowie. David Bowie. Ninjas. Be trained by me if you want to pass with what you'll listen well. You can join in if you want. I'm training ninjas to work together now. Put your grudges aside and tap these little bells. David Bowie. David Bowie! David Bowie! Somerset Bowie! It's the terror of knowing what these ninjas are clown. No. It's the terror of knowing that this show's got no class. Hearing a ninja scream. That's my ass! I'm so I think I get it. Ninjas live in the trees. And this is like a music. Hey Darren, just in time. You want to introduce me? Go ahead and introduce me, I'll leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of an internet revolution, little Kuriboh.
I thought he'd be taller.
But yeah, Little Kuriboh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, etc. Naruto Spoof Series, Comedy Abridged, Fandom Spoof Series. No idea how happy it makes me when people actually know what that is. Because that's kind of like my side project, but people seem really enthusiastic about it here. Like, I've had a bunch of Naruto cosplayers come along and be like, I'm not David Bowie. Which is it used to be a really polarizing joke. People are always like, that's either the worst joke you've ever written or the best joke you've ever written. And it seems to have caught on at least, I don't know. Like a forest fire, which is either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. Yeah, we can do I mean, I guess I should introduce Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It's basically, do you guys know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Condensed into 5 minutes and made funny. There you go. How many of you were at Kumacon? About a third of you guys then, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Q&A, ask whatever, ask about weird convention experiences, ask about experiences with voice actors, ask about my favorite voices to do, or ask characters questions if you want to, and I'll try and respond in character. So, let's go, let's look for some hands in the air. Yes, sir? Oh, sorry. We have a mic here. It's on. He does not need a microphone.
Where did you come up with the idea for the marathon Let's Play?
Oh man,
I love that.
I love that. It's really cool, and I really wish I was actually going to do more of it this week, and I started recording for it. For those of you who don't know, I have a Let's Play channel specifically for Marek, in which he plays Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which is one of my favorite games. Unfortunately. Oh yeah? Well, and it's actually on offer, I think. I don't know if it stopped now, but it was like £5 or something like that, which was a really good deal. For what is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated games of all time. It's like an RPG in the vein of, say, Fallout, kind of. But with vampires, basically, only they don't sparkle. But basically, this channel has Marek playing the game. Have you seen Freeman's Mind, the Half-Life It's kind of like that, only it's not the character speaking, it's Marek speaking while he's playing the game. And I did record a bunch of it recently, and it involved Marek giving his Sean Connery impression, which was really, really bad. And it was basically just, I'm on a submarine. Harrison Ford is my son. This is Sean Connery impression. But how I got the idea for it was basically just, I wanted to do a Let's Play, but I didn't want to do a Let's Play like everybody else. I mean, I have no problem with Let's Plays as they are. I love Let's Plays. I'm obsessed with them. But it was one of those things where I wanted to... It was similar to how the Abridged series started, in that I wanted to do a fandom with that, but I didn't want to do just a fandom. I wanted to have some sort of spin on it, so I made it funny. And with the Marek Let's Play, I wanted to do a Let's Play, but I wanted to have it be something that not only could Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged fans enjoy, but just, fans of comedy and stuff in general, rather than just watching somebody play a game that maybe they played already, or maybe they only have a scant interest in, but the comedy will hopefully reel them in. And I just sat down and I started recording, and I thought, well, maybe this would be a nice curio for people who, like the game or like Marek or something like that, but it actually did really well. And I really need to make more, but unfortunately, but the stuff that I recorded recently, I realized, and I set out with a very specific goal in mind, was I didn't want Marek to ever die while playing the game. I wanted it to be a long, like Freeman's Mind, and it would be weird if he just died, and it was like, well, in character that doesn't make sense. I wanted it to be a long, continuous, linear story, and I realized that I'd recorded myself, and while I was recording, I died. And so everything that I recorded over that, I couldn't use. Maybe I can use them in a future part where the idea will come into play, but for those of you who want to know, the next part will involve Marek killing a prostitute. And the one after that, he goes, for those of you who played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, there's a specific part in the game, which is, in my opinion, one of the greatest moments of video game history, where you go into a haunted house, And it was before a lot of things like physics engines and stuff. It was innovative, in my opinion, for the time. And the whole building seems to be trying to kill you. And there's this whole sequence in the kitchen where like the boilers are going off and the frying pans are being thrown at you. And I kind of want Marek to be in amongst all this and be like, no, okay, I admit it, I'm gay. I like men and I like men's bottoms. And then afterwards, the chorus like, what were you saying back then? Like, nothing. The ghost said it. Yeah, that's basically the idea behind it. Over here, yes sir.
Actually, I would do like questions for each professional characters.
Okay.
First,
how many questions exactly?
Probably 3. I think first well, make it 2. Well, first Billany.
Yes.
How do you adjust to being trapped in my own closet for 3,000 years and waking up in 2000 or the 90s or whatever the heck you get or something?
How did I manage to be trapped in a closet, you say?
Yeah. What was you?
Have you ever seen R. Kelly's Trapped in a Closet? Similar situation. Here I am trapped in the puzzle. Did I pull out my gun? Does that answer? There's some audio glitch. Oh, I have to stand in this specific position. What? Oh, no. What's the second question?
This is for Bowie Sensei.
I'm not David Bowie Sensei.
Like out of your 3 students, who is your favorite, who is your least favorite, and who is the one you're completely ambivalent to?
Are you asking me shag, marry, kill?
I'm asking you shag, marry, kill.
Very important question. Okay. Kill Sakura. I would kill Sasuke, but he probably committed suicide already. And I wouldn't have a choice but to shag Naruto, because he wouldn't give me one. David Bowie Sensei! I love you! Is that okay? Cool. I'm sorry? It is canon, because I said it. I'll go to... Sing! I'm not the rower! I wish I was the rower! I actually saw a screen cap. I don't know what episode it's from, because I don't watch Naruto. But there's a screenshot with like a bunch of people from the village, the water village, and they're like holding up weapons, and the rower is on the side, and he's got his oar. I want to see the rower kick some ass with an oar. I don't know the rowing, although Takahata 101, who does the voice of the rower, actually did sing the rowing song once. It basically goes like this. Do the impossible, see the invisible, row, row, row your boat. Anyone over here? Yes, sir.
Do you mind if I ask this in like William Murderface?
Murderface? Nathan Murderface.
Who's summer actually? Jack Atlas or Tristan Timothy Taylor?
Who's what? Jack Atlas or Tristan Taylor?
Who's dumber, Jack Atlas or Tristan Timothy Taylor?
I resent that! I was a very popular musician. What has Tristan done?
I'm pretty sure.
What did Tristan do? He turned into a monkey. We don't talk about that. He killed the dinosaurs. This is true. This takes a lot of... Millennium Frisbee! Did you guys see the 5Ds one shot I did recently? I was very proud of that because I actually had that idea for a long time, and it really only came to fruition because a bunch of people donated a lot of money. We got over I'm not going to say a lot of money for a charity drive that I did, and I said that if we got over a certain amount, that I would do a 5Ds parody and I would do an Evangelion parody. Of the 5Ds parody, I intend to. I would love to do more of the 5Ds parody. And I had the idea basically, it was going to be a cross between Flight of the Conchords and Spinal Tap, basically. But I ended up modifying it a little bit. And what you see in the 5Ds parody is what I came up with after about 2 years of the idea gestating around in my head and everything. But the Evangelion parody is still to come. I'm tempted to do it like C-Lab 2021, if you guys have heard about that. Either that or The Office, I don't know. Those are legitimate ideas. I actually came up with a great idea for the 10th anniversary movie on my way here. I want, after the credits of the, you guys know the 10th anniversary Yu-Gi-Oh movie, right?
Yeah.
Where the crossover between all three series, and I'm going to abridge it, hopefully within the next few months, because I actually have my Blu-ray now. But I had the idea that at the very end of the movie, after the credits, Yusei gets home, he's in his own time, and then Samuel L. Jackson offers to have him be in the Avengers. Which in my opinion should be the end to every movie ever. Although it would be really awkward in movies where all the characters die and he shows up and he's like, I don't know. Did that answer your question? No, I didn't. Who was more intelligent, Jack Ellis or Tristan Taylor? I would say Jack, just that's my opinion.
And also, one more thing, sorry if I'm...
That's all right.
Is that Helsing thing by Takahata 101 a one-shot project, or is it going to continue?
It's totally going to continue. They actually are writing the second part as we speak.
Really?
Yeah.
What's John Valentine thinking about? I mean, he was awesome in the band and stuff.
I have unfortunately no idea. I'm actually not on the creative team for that project. That's mostly Takahata 101 and Kaiser Neko. Both hilarious people, but I'm playing one character. I don't actually watch the show. Moscow, help me out. Who am I playing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. He's like the butler guy, I think.
Walter.
That guy. Yeah. Walter, yes. That's what I'm playing. Apparently I have more lines than the next one. I have more lines than this one. Angel of Death. Something about the core or what? Over here somewhere. Nobody? Oh, it's Harry Potter who pointed at me in the window. What software do I use for my editing? I used to use Windows Movie Maker, which, in my opinion, at the time was fine. Although, obviously, times have changed since then. Then I used a program called Ulead Video Studio 10, I think it was, which was serviceable. It allowed me to do certain visual effects that I couldn't do in Windows Movie Maker. But right now, I use, for video, Sony Vegas 8, which is, it works very well. And for audio, the best if you're looking for the software for a bridge series or a fan or anything like that, Audacity is a free audio editing software program that you can use that I've just now gotten to grips with. I used to use something called Goldwave, which I was just familiar with. You see, here's the thing about me and editing. I kind of did everything wrong, and then I figured out which was the right way based on process of elimination. I like to think I failed upwards. That's basically how I did it. But Audacity for audio and Sony Vegas 8 for video editing. And Photoshop for certain other effects that I can't get done otherwise. Gentleman with the glasses. Do we need a microphone passing to him?
No, I can talk loud.
Excellent.
What happens if, at the end of the Avengers, Samuel L. Jackson appears and offers to the Avengers to join the Avengers?
Inception. We actually had a theory on the drive over here that Morgan Freeman will play Samuel L. Jackson from the future and come back in time and ask Samuel L. Jackson to join the Avengers 2. I don't know. The Ultimate Avengers, I don't know. Something like that. I think it would be pretty awesome. I mean, I kind of want him to show up at the end of like old movies like Old Yeller, and like after the kids kill this dog, be like, I know this is a really awkward time for you, but you want to join the Avengers? That'd be great. Yes. What helped me to pick my name, Lil Kuriboh? It's a great question, and unfortunately my answer always changes because I'm always remembering it differently. But apparently the name I originally wanted was already taken, and this is the geeky part. I was going to be a fanfic writer rather than a video editor originally, which I don't think there's any shame in, but it's a very geeky thing to do. I was going to call myself, it was a pun based on a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Curse of Dragon. Yes, I was going to be Cursive Dragon, which is cursive writing. Laugh. Thank you. But I was going to call myself that. It was taken, and then I thought Yu-Gi-Oh, Kuriboh, Little. It's Little Kuriboh. Okay, I'll be Little Kuriboh. That's basically the amazing story of how I came up with my name that everybody uses now. I used to be Lockdog07 on the internet, which was it was the last movie I'd seen before joining the internet was Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And that's how I came up with my internet handle at the time. But now I'm little Kuriboh, which is slightly less confusing as far as ethnicity goes. Way in the back with the hat there.
My question is for Bob. What is the meaning of life?
42. That's a pretty old school character right there. Well, actually, he's technically musical because he's not going to show up until season 5, but I kind of want to make him, because he kind of is the ancient Egyptian equivalent of Marek's dad, so he's probably going to be very similar to him when we actually meet him. He was just very shy when he was on Marek's council. Aww, the fictional character was shy. Way at the back, the old lady, if you could get a microphone to her, because I'll be able to hit that. I like making you run.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how do you do performances like Marek and Shadi?
Well, Shadi is obviously Borat, which I think was the movie that was coming out at the time, and so I just thought in my insane genius mind that ripping up somebody else's character would be a great idea. But he's very funny in the show, in my opinion. But Marek is essentially similar to how I treat a lot of the... I mean, he's one of, in my opinion, the best characters on Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, not just because he's a funny character, but because he doesn't like have a specific catchphrase that he says. I mean, he used to say "Binky Boy." When you think about it, he said that maybe twice. So, but the reason I think he works so well is because he's basically the character from the show, just exaggerated and self-aware. So I think the best characters on Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge and on Dragon Ball Z Bridge are treated that way. Like Kaiba is basically Kaiba. Bakura is basically Bakura. They just seem more aware of their situation than they are in the show. But as for Marek, the personality for Marek is... Actually, for Marek, I have a very good story about how I came up with that voice. I was playing around with a bunch of things. Has anyone seen The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai? No. John Lithgow plays an alien in that movie, and it's one of the funniest movie performances I've ever seen, personally. And he actually has a very goofy accent that he apparently studied to do, but it's not anything specific. It's a bunch of different things rolled into one. And basically, I was playing around with that character voice, and I did Marek's intonations, and I was really enjoying what I was doing. And at my first ever, no, it wasn't my first ever official panel, it was actually a fan panel, I got to sit next to the voice of Joey Wheeler, Wayne Grayson, and I actually mentioned how the Marek voice came about. And he and I got into a big conversation about Buckaroo Banzai in front of about 100 Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans. And we broke after about 5 minutes, and we turned, and everyone was like, these aren't card games, what? But yeah, basically, outside influences like movies and most of the time, like with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge characters, it's just the actual voices from the show, and it's just me doing an impression of them. Like Tristan was basically the original Tristan voice. You guys know that, Sean. Anyway, Ash Ketchum way on the end there. Do you need a microphone, sir?
No, I'm alright.
He's alright.
How did Bob die?
How did what, sir?
How did Bob die?
How did Bob die?
Killed off.
Oh, he was good. You guys know a lot about Bob. We love Bob here. He was killed by Bill from accounting. That was revenge. That Bill from accounting killed. Somebody actually went, ah! Over here. Way on the far corner there in the green. Are you cosplaying Taya? Oh my god, that's so cool! Is this going to be about friendship? Have you seen Care Bears? You know when they do that Care Bear stare thing that's essentially the girly equivalent of a Kamehameha? It's about on par with that. Can I get a friendship symbol with you right now? I got a marker right here. You guys are my dude.
It's a penguin! Penguins are evil!
Over here, Vegeta, sir. Okay. Yeah, you're asking about the different forms that Frieza has and if the voice is going to change. It's a very good question, and I actually just recorded for second form Frieza, and I can confirm that the voice will change, but it'll still be me doing it. There might be a slight bit of tampering with the audio just to make it sound a bit lower than I'm capable of doing it. But if you can imagine Frieza, like imagine Yami Frieza. That's basically what we're going for, right? Because he's obviously such a big guy. I don't know what they're doing for the other forms, but I think for the final form Frieza, he's basically just going to be, you know, serious business Frieza. He's just going to lose up. Ooh! We go over here now, don't we? Oh no, you've already asked a question, sorry. In a hat, on the back. I think we'll wait for a microphone just so.
By any chance can I marry Mark?
Can you marry Marek?
Yes.
I'm 15. Wait, if you what? I pardon? The Pope approves. One messed up Pope. No, I'm not Catholic. I was raised in a tomb, and I had this religious symbol carved into my back. I really don't care for the whole thing. Gentleman right there next to the guy with the glasses. Not that guy with the glasses, but... Yes. Well, he did get blown up. That you might call that getting into trouble. Although he's lucky I didn't blow his whole damn planet up, really. I have an Easter egg for you guys right now. You guys have seen Bugger. You guys haven't seen Bugger. You guys have seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This might take a couple of seconds, I'm sorry. Feel free to ad-lib some sort of waiting song in your head while I do this. You guys know Frieza's ringtone, right? Anyway, that's his ringtone. That's my ringtone. That's the joke. Wasn't that worth waiting for? Anyway, now I won't stop. Stop playing music. There we go. Excellent. Young lady on the chat. Yes.
Okay, look, I know this might sound absolutely stupid, but does Tristan have voice provides to him super strength?
Does he have superpowers to give him super strength?
Does his voice give him super strength?
Does my voice give me super strength? Does a bear crap in the woods? Does it? I'm really asking. I need evidence. Photographs. No. Does that answer the question? He does. They do. Yes. It does. Something. What about when he has what? A stick? That's evil, Tristan. He's a jerk. His voice gives him super lame. Way at the back, the young lady with the hat. Yes.
Can I ask you how you came up with the crazy idea for Mommy Sensei?
Are you Espernova? That question doesn't deserve a spot in my panel. But it might make a good coaster for my drink. Now did I come up with the idea of the Bowie sensei? That actually ties back to the whole 5Ds thing I was talking about earlier, because it was going to be a big Flight of the Conchords / Spinal Tap thing. Not slash, but, you know, crossover with it. But it was going to be, David Bowie was going to be the manager, and that was going to be the Godwin character that ended up being in the 5Ds one-shot that was played very well by Kaizeneko, in my opinion. And I ended up pushing that to the side, and I was like, I'm not going to make this in the near future. And then I decided to make the Naruto thing. And I hadn't used this David Bowie idea yet, and I had no idea what to do with Kakashi. Because he's a great character, but you can't really exaggerate him, because he doesn't have that much personality. I mean, he likes his porn and everything, but I just decided David Bowie, why not? And it was the Naruto. The thing about the Naruto spoof is I make that show to make myself laugh, rather than the Yu-Gi-Oh show, which I do to make everybody else laugh. But for some reason, it makes you guys laugh as well. It's very strange. But the David Bowie joke was completely throwing caution to the wind and seeing if it would work. Also, I love writing song parodies, so I want an excuse to do that. I'm sorry?
Lady Gaga party of Tristan and Duke.
Lady Gaga party of Tristan.
And Duke, Senator.
Huh? I don't know what's going on right now. And Duke. Oh, okay, yes. What song would they sing? Telephone. Somebody's already done the telephone party. They did the leather shoes song. Someone just shouted disgusting. Are you referring to me, or is it? Yes. Yes. Yes, I actually kind of want to do it. I actually have an idea for the Jack Sparrow, and bear with me, because this will probably never happen. But have you guys seen the Jack Sparrow music video? Yeah. Basically, the theme is that what's his name? Michael Bolton comes to record with them, and he's just seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and so they try and record a song with him that's, you know, all gangster and stuff. He just keeps going on about the Captain Jack Sparrow and the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. My brainchild, if it ever comes to fruition, if Vic Mignogna will do it with me. No, that sounded wrong. If Vic Mignogna would ever agree to it, I would love to have Team 4-Star. I would love to have Team 4-Star. Wait. This is getting weird. Team 4-Star, Vic Mignogna. I want Team 4-Star to be recording a song parody for a video. And then Vic Mignogna's like, oh yeah, I'll help you guys out. And then he keeps singing about Full Metal Alchemist. and then they're like, no, dude. And then he starts singing about other shows like Orange High School, Post Club and stuff. Just an excuse to get Vic Mignogna to sing about those songs, those shows, I think would be pretty cool. And it would be fun for the fans of anime and parodies and stuff. And that would be my idea. But I don't know if it would ever happen, because you'd have to get a lot of people to agree to it.
Actually, my idea was that Yugi, Joey, and Time do it, but then you get Purplies do it, but then Purplies starts singing about Luffy.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes no sense. And then he starts singing about Starfish, and he starts singing about Luge.
Oh yeah, Code. For those of you who don't know, Purplies WTF, one of the funniest abridges in the world, in my opinion, to have come out in the last year or so. Somebody just shouted. Team Deathmatch.
Team Deathmatch! Team Deathmatch!
Card games on motorcycles!
Come on, start the wheels!
Right now. Oh, Purplies, yes, Team Deathmatch. What am I talking about? I just thought you were just randomly yelling Team Deathmatch. But yeah, he's hilarious. I would love to do more work with him at some point. But we need a question from over here. Way in the back, the gentleman in the flannel. Yes. Yes.
This is a question for Frieza. What were you thinking when you hired the Ginyu Force?
I was desperate. And I'm Mr. Popular today. I'm getting all the questions. I don't know. I just assumed that they would be enough to take on that jerk Vegeta, but that idiot Kakarot had to ruin my fun. Right there, Massacre X. The theme song, which was I actually was singing the Ginyu Force theme song while I was in Italy, and it really irritated everybody I was with. Or the Toku Sentai. I don't know the lyrics all the way. What is this? There's a couple of midgets and I'm just pushing away. I'm singing. Right there in the middle. How am I enjoying Ireland? I'm having a great time, although...
Greatest country ever!
will say though that you guys are crazy. I think that just about sums it up. I think I was glum for it was my first official glum here because I've been glum before, but it was usually from a safe distance. But this time, somebody actually was like, it was like, have you played Left 4 Dead? You know the Charger? That was what it was like. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my stay in Ireland right now. And I wish I could stay longer, but unfortunately I'm going to have to go on Monday.
Never let you leave!
There may be legal issues with that. Way the back corner, yes.
Did Marek and what's his face ever meet Slenderman again?
Marek and McCoy, did they ever meet Slenderman again? That's a really cool question because the artist who did the Concrete Giraffes animation, for those who don't know, I did a parody of a series called Marble Hornets, which is about essentially an internet horror icon called the Slenderman, who met up with Marek and McCoy while they were trying to film a movie, basically. But the artist who did the animation is actually in the artist alley and is selling Concrete Giraffes cells and animation prints and stuff. And I do actually want to do a sequel to Concrete Giraffes called Slendermania, which is basically about Slenderman, who is actually going to have a successful Hollywood career, but he's down on his luck, and his agent, Maskey, tells him he has to go back to his roots. So he actually tries to become the old school Slenderman and scare people, but Marek and McCoy don't take him seriously anymore. And they actually join the Slenderman Survivors group, which will hopefully star the entire, like, Everyman Hybrid, Marble Hornets, etc., those guys, and they'll be providing voices to the different Slenderman survivors. And Marek and McCoy will be like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I'll do one from over here, because I haven't really gone over here. All the way at the back there, yes.
When can we see more sorting pads?
Yeah, it was cancelled, wasn't it?
I want it back!
Well, if you buy the DVD, if you buy the Zork and Pals season box set, all 6 episodes on 2 discs, with audio commentary by my Willie.
And you can totally see more Zork and Pals, but unfortunately those DVDs don't exist. I don't know, maybe there'll be another Zork and Pals in the near future, who knows. I can come up with something, I'm sure. Someone right in the middle. Yes, you, the gentleman right in there. Do I actually play the card game, and if I do, am I any good at it? I have played the card game, not very often. I played about 3 times, and I think I technically lost every time. The one time I didn't lose, the guy judging it actually hadn't played in a while, and he disqualified the guy I was playing against for an erroneous rule that actually doesn't exist anymore. He actually had like more than 3 copies of he had 3 copies of a card that was supposedly limited, but it wasn't. So he was disqualified, but I was declared the winner, but it wasn't true. But I haven't played the card game that much otherwise. I played the DS game, but I don't know how accurate those are, so... Ha! Yes. I'm sorry? What's going on? Somebody... I can't understand the word anybody's saying right now. I don't know what's going on. Sha. You guys do that to Kyle as well? Okay, my goodness. Young lady down there. Yes. Damn it! finally hear the answer. Basically, you asked, since I'm the creator of the abridged phenomenon, am I proud of what I've created and the legacy and everything? Absolutely. Every time I see some work by people like Marsico X, Camphor Abridged, every time I see people like Purple Eyes, I mean, Team 4-Star alone absolutely justifies everything I've ever done with Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, in my opinion. Those guys have created something that will probably be remembered about as long as Dragon Ball Z itself, in my opinion. And honestly, if they were able to legally release a DVD of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I think everybody would buy it, in my opinion. So I honestly, the fact that it's made certain people well known, it's made people be able to show their skills as voice actors and as writers and as editors more than they would have if they hadn't had something like the Abridged series thing to join in with. I'm very proud of that. I'm extremely proud, and I'm proud that to be here amongst so many fans who love this sort of thing and who keep showing up, even though I don't know. I always think that I've outstayed my welcome, but you guys always show up anyway, and I really love you guys for that. It's really awesome. I'll ask your question.
Another one for Frieza. Ooh.
What has Frieza got against Queen?
Queen. Queen doesn't ring a bell. No, I know who you're talking about, but seriously, who the hell is Queen? Well, I don't know. There's not much going for him, really, is there? I mean, Vegeta killed him in like how many seconds? I don't know.
What does Frieza have against Queen? Does anybody know the answer?
42. There we go. That is the answer. That's how many planets I've destroyed as well.
Gentleman with the camera, I guess.
Yes. How did my voice die? Which time? The last few episodes. Well, originally I was running with scissors, but that was a very depressing incident. I thank you not for bringing it up. Thank you very much. I'm still in therapy, but nobody has any scissors in here, do they? Okay, good. But the last few episodes, I actually fell into a pit of boiling lava, and then I was turned into a robot monkey. But technically, if you watch ahead in the series, I didn't really die. I was actually, it's all a virtual simulation. I'm in the Matrix, basically. Spoilers! Titanic sinks. Well, let's think of some other spoilers we can get out. Rosebud is the slave. Harry is a wizard! You lie, sir! Let's just turn this into the spoiler panel. Eugenics is dead, Nicole Kidman is dead, everybody's dead. You're all dead! That is the spoiler.
I think we're over here. The gentleman on the left, right back by the panel, on the left, yes. Would I have a wrap off with Crows? Oh my goodness, Crows is the whitest individual I've ever met. There is absolutely no way they could defeat me in a rap battle. Even non-scripted, I'm serious. He's down here, right? Okay, he can't possibly have the rhymes to stand up against me. Now, Shady Box, on the other hand, he could totally own me in a rap battle. I actually had a fairly impromptu rap battle in Australia that I think everybody lost. Everybody in the room, because it was one white person dueling. Yeah, it was terrible. It was really embarrassing. I don't know if I mean, with Crows, I might repeat the incident. But hello, Darren. Yes. We have 10 minutes left, so I will go straight. I'll still be at the convention. Straight down the middle. The gentleman. Yes. Oh, whatever happened to Craps and Monsters? That's a good question. I do want to do more Craps and Monsters. It's one of those things where it's like, I create a project and I really like it, and then I'm hesitant to go back and do more because I feel like it won't be as good if I do more. Because I was really, really happy with the first episode of Craps and Monsters. Then I did the second episode because everybody was like, you have to do more of this. And I was like, this episode isn't quite as good. It's kind of, and it didn't ruin my opinion of how the series was. I still want to do more. But it's one of those things, it has to feel like the right time. I have to feel like I've got the right jokes and everything. But But I totally will, and I do intend to do more of that, because it has a scene where Tristan confesses to being in the Melon fan club. And he's like hugging a giant melon. And how can you go wrong with that scene? This is crazy. Oh, do what in Tristan's voice? The melon! I love you, melon! You remind me of Tifa Lockhart for some reason. I just do one of the... We'll go... the guy with the midriff, because I can't stop looking at it.
Out of everything that's purpleized...
I'm still looking at it, sorry, it's starting.
That's okay. Take your time. Out of everything that purpleized has done, what's your favourite joke?
My favourite purpleized joke?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, I was a big fan, because we did actually do a crossover with Naruto spoof, and we actually did all four. We did Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, Naruto spoof, Code Vent, and Non-Piece. I'm a huge fan of Non-Piece. I mean, I do love Code Vent, but Non-Piece is like, it's amazing. I absolutely love it. And it's a shame that the first two episodes were taken down off YouTube. Like so many other great works that some of us have been involved with have been just taken down because of it, it's all done by robots as well. And that's not me being a conspiracy theorist. It's all robots that are just seeing the footage and saying this is illegal. And it's not. It's a parody. But with purpleized, anything that Lucy says is hilarious. We were actually quoting me and Marsico the other day. He saw The Hangover Part 2, and I said, how was it? And at the same time, we both said, it's just like the first one! Which we thought was pretty funny. We have time for a few more questions. I'm going to move over here. The ash catching gentleman. 2 questions, okay. Oh.
Where's the new episode?
Spoilers, there isn't one!
There will be one. There'll be one by the end of the month, I imagine. Oh, you know a lot. I actually did a trailer for a Dragon Ball Evolution project that I was hoping I would have the interest to do, and Team Force Star were willing to do voices for it. But it was one of those things where I actually wanted to do something completely different than I usually do. I had footage of Dragon Ball Evolution, the movie, and I was going to layer my lips over the characters as they spoke, so I didn't have to edit the lip flaps, I was just going to have my mouth speaking for them. Then I grew a beard. And I don't really want to get rid of the beard just to do a band project, so it's one of those things where it could be like the parody of the movie where everybody in the movie has a beard. Yes. Including Piccolo and everybody. Yes? Dragon Ball the Beard series. It's a trailer right now. I haven't actually got any concrete plans to finish it. Hopefully, because I did like the idea, but not in the immediate future, but hopefully. Someone in the... We'll go with you again. What do I think of what? What do I think of Sasuke's brother cosplayers? I'm not too keen on them. Do we have any Sasuke's brother cosplayers in the room? Sasuke's brother's brother.
I know, that was my invention, by the way.
You invented my brother's... I am Sasuke's brother's brother. Inception. You blew my mind. Does that answer your question? Yes. This gentleman here, yes, I need theme music. Did I really want the aliens to grip my anus? I'm just really enjoying music right now. It depends if they were gentle. If they were gentle, then no. Is that okay? Keep going with the music. Who's doing it? And now we go over here. I think one of the masks? Yes. How many fangirls have asked me to sign their breasts? Was that the question? Someone said, not enough. There have been quite a few, actually. People sneaking up behind me to... Oh, I thought they were going to be like, we'll ask you to sign. A lot of fangirls have asked me to sign their breasts, a lot of fanboys have asked me to sign their breasts. But I've signed, I'm trying to remember how it goes. I've signed Tifa Lockhart's breasts. I've signed, what's her name? Rhinoa. I've signed Rhinoa's upper thigh. And I want to complete the trilogy and sign Yuna's butt. I think that'll be great to be able to, it's the achievement unlock, basically. I think we have time for maybe one more question. One more question. Who has the most super special awesome question? I'm afraid this one is the most enthusiastic, and she did invent something for this one.
Would you like this baby?
Oh. What? I've already got a baby! I wanted me to sing that, don't you want this baby? Don't you want it? Oh! I'm not even sure. No, I'm fine, I'm good. I don't need a baby.
Three others.
You have 3 other babies, where are they?
I hate them.
Spoilers! Well, I guess that's about it for my panel, guys. Thank you so much for coming.